Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna, and today is day 2 of baby clothing cards, and today we're going to make this precious little pink onesie. And much like yesterday, I strongly suggest that you make a template and use that template each time you need to make a card like this, so that you're not always measuring and remeasuring. So I am going to make the template with you. So my template is going to be in this piece of So Saffron. What I'm using today, I know I'm always saying how much I think that the layering circles, ovals, and squares are a great investment. And today really shows how useful and versatile they really are. So the first thing we're going to make our template, what I'm going to do is take this small circle die. I'm going to mark 2 1/8 because I know that's center, and I'm going to position this where I'd like it, and I'm going to trace. Now I'm going to make my sleeves. I'm going to come down 1 1/2 inches, 1 1/2, and I'm going to go in 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to make a line. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to come down 1 1/2, and I'm going to go in 3/4 and make a line. Now I need to make my bottoms. So I'm going to take that same small circle die, and I'm going to put it where I think I'd like it. And I'm going to make a circle. Then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark from here, this top here, to down there. And I'm going to go cut this out. I know I haven't done the other side yet, but I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, I'm back, and I've cut out this little piece here. And the reason I only cut it out on this side is because I want to take this and put it, it goes this way, and put it on my other corner so that they're going to be even. Because if I did this and then did this, I may have been skewed a bit, and they wouldn't look even, and I wouldn't know that till after they were cut. So I'm going to, now that that's lined up, I'm going to make my straight line here, and with my scissors I'm going to cut this part here out. And now I'm going to go run this through my big shot. I'm going to cut out my neck and my other leg. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my template. Now I'm going to make my card. My card is pink pirouette, and you can see the top part of it is embossed with the large polka dots. I did not emboss directly onto this. I know you can. You just, make sure you don't emboss past your fold line. But I find when you run that through the embossing folder, just because it's breaking down the fibers, your paper becomes a little limper. So what I always do is just make another card, another piece of paper the same size, and I use that to emboss and then glue that to my card base. So therefore, I have this piece of pink pirouette cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to place it on my template, and I'm going to trace. Now I'm going to cut these out myself by hand, and I'm going to run those through my big shot. Okay, so here's my card, and it's all ready to be embossed. The reason I had to cut it out before I embossed it is because if I embossed it and then ran it through to cut it out, my embossing would disappear. So I'm going to run this through. I'll be right back. Okay, and here is my embossed onesie. Now I'm going to place that on my card base that I'm actually going to use, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to trace, oops, and cut out. Thank goodness it's pencil, huh? Okay, and then I'm going to cut those out. While I'm there, I'm also going to make my ruffles here. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap white paper that I know I have somewhere here. And I'm going to take 2 larger size circles. First, I'm going to run this through twice because I need the top and the 2 sides. First I'm going to run this through, and then I'm going to run this through so that I make a frame. And I'm going to do the same thing with the squares because I want this as a straight line. So I'm going to run this through, and you can do it just on a scrap because you only have to run it by once. And I'm going to run this through so that I come out with 2 strips. I'm going to do all that die cutting, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done all my die cutting. And now we just have to put our adorable little onesie together. And again, I'm going to use some Tombow glue because I have a little more flexibility. If you were to use a snail or some kind of tape gun, once you put it down, it's down. So this way you have some flexibility in moving it around to line it up just perfectly. Okay. And now whatever doesn't line up, you just come in with your scissors and you trim. I'm a little crooked on this one here. There we go. Now it's all lined up. All we have to do now is embellish. So here are my 2 circles that I made, and one I'm going to put right here. So I'm going to put a little, I need my silicone pad for this because I'm making a mess. So I'll make a mess with my Tombow. So I'm going to put this, a little bit of glue around the edge there. And then I'm going to attach this right here. I'll let that sit for a minute. And I'm going to do the same to the legs. Actually, I'm going to trim this here. Use one of those. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue, of Tombow, excuse me, a little too much squirted out. And I'm going to put that right there. And press that down. And I'm going to do the same on the other leg. That off. Okay, oh, I got glue on my fingers and glue on my project. Fortunately, I have a glue eraser, so that's all going to go away. Now, to make the little ruffles for the sleeves, what I did was I made a frame, or partial frame, with the square layering framelits, and I came up with these here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that, and I'm going to add that right there, and I'm going to do the same with the other one, and I'm going to add that one right there. And I'm going to trim off my excess. And I made a bow out of some white cotton ribbon, and I'm going to attach that with a glue dot. Attach that right about here, and we'll adjust those, and then I'm going to trim them. So we don't want it to be too long. And now that everything is dry, I'm going to take my glue eraser, my adhesive remover, and I'm just going to go over the card wherever I see some. And there's our cute little pink onesie. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. Up on the menu bar, you will find a button to contact me. You'll also find a button to subscribe to my newsletter, as well as a button to shop in my online store. I encourage you to sign up for my newsletter, because I do send out a newsletter once weekly, usually on Tuesday, and I do a recap of all the projects that have been posted on my blog. Most of my projects do have an accompanying YouTube video, but some do not. So if you don't want to miss any of them, certainly sign up there and get a recap in your mailbox once a week. I also post sneak previews of advance warning. I also post advance notice of specials and promotions that are coming up with Stampin' Up. So if you are interested in that, certainly subscribe to my newsletter and be in the know. Thanks so much.